until we dismiss the fellas. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Live from Gwen Wilson Field at Cougar Stadium. It's the 2017 Apple Bowl, the battle that always determines who is the best middle school football team in Alexander County. Hi, I'm Rick Gilbert, along with Jonathan Watts, Lisa McLean back at the B86 studios. It's always special. It's always fun. Tonight, let's put some spice in the mix. Both teams are undefeated. Now, that's happened before, but both teams are undefeated going into tonight's game. So, in addition to getting the Apple Bowl trophy, the winner tonight will win a conference title. Everything is on the line. Two teams that are 6-0. It might go down to the last possession. It might be a blowout, although that's not likely. Jonathan, it's one of the special nights of the year, and you don't even have to be a football fan to enjoy this.
You really don't have to be a football fan. You just got to be a fan in general, a fan of Alexander County, a fan of just having fun. I mean, just come out here, have a good time. I think you always say it's the best $3 or $4 that you can get on a Tuesday night. Just a lot of fun. You know, I was talking to West Principal Dr. Chad Maynard before the game, and he said, this has got to be the biggest middle school game in western North Carolina. And I said, I can't disagree with you. I mean, it's got to be up there. So, you know, East and West will both pack the stands on each side. Said you'll have a bigger crowd here tonight. You will have some high school games. And I said, you're absolutely right, you will. So just a lot of fun. You know, we always say you can toss out the record. One team can be 6-0, one team can be 0-6, and it's going to be a close, fun game. But the unique situation tonight, as you said, both teams undefeated, so it's for a conference title. So it'll be a lot of fun.
I talked with both coaches actually in the summer before practice ever got started, and the answer is pretty much always the same. Well, you never know. I don't know what I got. I don't know. But it turned out to be awfully good for both teams, and not only have both teams run the table, they've been hammering teams. They've been blowing teams out. So it's pretty obvious the best two teams in the conference are out here on the field tonight. It's interesting to me that East comes into this game coming off a big win last year, and they might not have, well, they don't have their best player at full strength. He's a difference maker. He's a special player. We know that, Evan Presnell. He's going to play, I understand. Yeah,
I was told, I'd actually talked to his dad, John Presnell, today over at the middle school softball championship game. His daughter was playing in that for East, and I asked him, said, Evan going to play tonight? And he said, yeah, he's going to try and give it a go. So obviously not 100%, but you don't want to miss this game if you're a player in this. Even if you're out there probably with a cash, you're going to say, I'm going to play. I'm going to play in this East-West game.
There's no question. And, of course, Brian Killian always – and I have never seen Brian Killian as ramped up as he is tonight. I know him pretty well. And he is ramped. I mean, he is really ramped. If the team can feed off their coach's intensity, all they got, there it is. Right now, they call it the fifth quarter. It's some reserves, mostly seventh graders, getting an opportunity to get out under the lights and play in front of the big crowd, and it's a wonderful idea. It's a great thing. Last year, East got a victory. And East actually ended up last season with a record of 4-2. West last year went 5-2. Typically these two teams, one or the other, wins the conference title. Well, that's going to happen again tonight. We've seen a little bit of everything, but what I remember from the Apple Bowl is over the years I've gotten my first look at some future Cougar football stars. I remember Bryson Godfrey. I remember Dustin Harrington playing in this game. You remember things like that, and wow, when they get to the high school, you can always say, gosh, I remembered that kid playing at East or West.
Yeah, it's funny when you look back and see who all's played in this game and remember the performance that they had when they were either at East or West, and they can probably tell you the same thing. They remember playing this game. I remember when I was in middle school, and I think somebody asked me last year, who won when you were there? I can't remember who won East or West, but I do remember being a part of it. So it's obviously good fun, and it's Alexander County Middle School football. What gets any better?
Well, Coach Carter, the head coach of the Cougar football team, will talk with both teams after the game. In fact, we're going to talk with him at half. He said, I'll come on up at half, and we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game. And, it's just special. The color and the pageantry, it's all a part of the Apple Bowl. The bands joined together a few moments ago for the national anthem, did a terrific job, a combination of East and West bands. I want to throw this out there, want to mention this. The Alexander Central men's basketball team is hosting a Coaches versus Cancer Spirit Night at the Chick-fil-A on Highway 127 in Hickory tomorrow from 5 until 8. Now, all you have to do is mention Alexander Central basketball or Coaches versus Cancer, and a percentage of your purchase will be donated to the Coaches versus Cancer. That's tomorrow at the Chick-fil-A on Highway 127 in Hickory. So if you're in the area, check that out tomorrow, and a percentage will be going toward Alexander Central men's basketball. Tonight, it's the funny-shaped pumpkin. It's football. It's the Apple Bowl, and we'll be back with more in a moment. Well, we're back at Glenn Wilson Field at Cougar Stadium. It's the 2017 Apple Bowl. East and West, the Falcons of East, the Bulldogs of West. Tonight, East is the visiting team. They are wearing the gray jerseys with the maroon numbers, the maroon pants, and the maroon headgear. For West, they are wearing the red jerseys, black pants, and the red headgear. In the fifth quarter, some reserves continue to work out. Oh, we just saw a beautiful play. That's incredible. A nice touchdown toss for West, and it was caught by number 25, Isaiah Eichard. He's a seventh grader. That was a good-looking play.
Luke Hammer threw it to him. It was a good play.
Yeah, that's the last of a long line of Hammers, Luke Hammer. Now, that's Landon's brother, right?
I would say, yeah. I'm not for sure about that.
It is Landon's brother. I'm almost 100% certain of that. And he's got the Hammer gene pool going for him there. So that was a beautiful play. You see some of that. You see some fumbles. You see some turnovers. When the game itself gets underway, Jonathan, it's always like this in the Apple Bowl. Ball control means so much because, you've got 8-minute quarters, and let's say you chew up about a 6-minute drive, the other team gets the ball with 2 minutes left in the quarter. I mean, if you can play ball control, it's a big plus in this game.
Oh, it's huge because, you go on a long drive, and obviously it's going to take a lot of time. We've seen in the past where you may not even get to put your hands on the ball in a quarter. So, if one team keeps moving it down the field, look for that. Last year it was nothing at the half. So you just never know what you're going to see. You never know if it's going to be a high-scoring game. Never know if it's going to be a 6-0 type of game. So, Brian Keene always draws something up that you're just like, wow, where did that come from? So, you'll probably see that tonight at some point. So it's – we know what we're looking for in this game, but then again, you never know what to look for because Brian Keene and Todd Fox come up with things every year that you're like, wow, I haven't seen that.
One player we will keep an eye on tonight for East is Russell Frazier. As a seventh grader last year, he was big in that game. He's a big young man. He's a good-looking young athlete, and certainly his presence will be felt tonight in this game. Perfect weather, could not be better. We've got a touch of autumn in the air. It is a crystal blue, Carolina blue sky, just beautiful. Great setting. West is the home team, and the West fans are sitting down below us. The West cheerleaders are on the track right now, performing for the crowd. Now, across the way, obviously, the visitor stands, smaller, but East has almost filled them up. On the home side, which obviously is much larger, just a huge contingent sitting on the home side. Man, it is so much fun. And one thing among the many that I look forward to is the conundrum that some grandparents go through. They might have a grandson playing in the game for West and maybe a granddaughter cheering for East. And it's a conundrum for them. Who do I pull for? Where do I sit? Well, they just have to work that out amongst themselves. But I guarantee you that scenario is being played out tonight because, people, they go to school together, they go to work together, they go to church together. It's East versus West, and at least for one night, they are pretty adamant about the fact that we don't much like you. Tonight, now tomorrow everything will be okay. Well, there's another nice pass, and that's the same combo.
Another touchdown, too.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Yeah, 25 again on that catch, and this is the scrimmage. Isaiah Eichert from Luke Hammer, and obviously that's a couple seventh graders that will be prominent next year. I think that is the end of what is the fifth quarter. There's some reserve work out there. That means that we are just moments away from the start of tonight's 2017 Apple Bowl. Coach Brian Killian and his West Bulldogs taking on Coach Todd Fox and his East Falcons. Both teams perfect, 6-0 coming into tonight's game. We'll be back with the kick in a moment. You're listening to the Apple Bowl on B86. Well, the captains are out, the coin toss before tonight's game. One factor that plays into this, and it's obvious that it has to, both of these teams typically play in front of maybe a couple hundred fans. Tonight, they're playing in front of 1,500 or so. It's just a big difference. You're under the lights. You're at Cougar Stadium where you hope to play someday. A little bit of jitters, probably. I think there's probably a few butterflies flying around out there right now.
Looks like the Bulldogs have won the toss and will defer to the second half.
Well, that means that East will get the football first. East will receive the kick, and they will go right to left. They will attack the south goal here at Cougar Stadium. The captains are exchanging pleasantries out there in the middle of the Big A. And we are just about ready to go. That Big A will be repainted between now and Friday because the blue and gold will be here Friday night playing the final home game of the regular season. We're going to be home for some playoff games. But the final home game of the regular season Friday night against the Indians from St. Stephen's.
Field looking pretty good, really. The paint job holding up pretty
Yeah.
good. Nathan Robinson, Coach Carter, they do a good job of painting this thing for every game and holding up pretty well.
Coach Carter, really a big part of that paint job. I do the interview with him. I'll do it tomorrow on Wednesday, and he's always got paint all over him when I come out here. All right, here we go. East ready to receive the kick. Kicking for West is number 12. That is Harrison Brashear. Now, he is actually the quarterback. We'll see him behind center when West has the ball. And here we go. We're about to get underway. The 2017 Apple Bowl for the big trophy and a conference title. Brashear, onside kick, and very alertly, excellent play made by number 30, Nate Erkman. I remember there was an Erkman playing last year. Nate is a seventh grader. That's an alert play. That's a good play right there because I don't know they were expecting an onside kick.
Just covered it right up.
49-yard line, great field position for the Falcons. Evan Presnell is the quarterback. He wears number 12. And he is in the huddle with his teammates, and they break it. Frazier is the deep back in the eye. He will get a lot of touches tonight. We know that.
If not, probably 85% of them.
He is standing right behind the quarterback, Presnell. They have double wides to either boundary, and they're going to give it to Frazier, and he will break one tackle, but ooh, they stack him. Gain of maybe two.
Hit by number 73, Josh Daniels, and number 58, Dalton Beck.
Well, they give him 3 yards on the play. It's second down, and we'll call it 7. The ball on the West 48. We're underway. This time they send single wides to each side. They're in the flex formation. Presnell takes the shotgun snap, fakes it, throws it, got a man out there, caught, spins out of a tackle, spins out of another tackle, and he goes down. Number 24 on the catch is Cameron Lackey, but I don't think he got to the first down marker.
Going to be close, probably about 3rd and 1. Good job. They say first down.
Yep, they're going to give him the marker, and it will be a first down for the Falcons on the West 41-yard line.
Like the hustle and the grit there by Lackey as he spun out of about 4 or 5 tackles and picked up the first down.
Well, that's the initial first down of the game, obviously. East started with great field position, recovering the attempted onside kick. And they started on their own 49. This time, doubles come left. Presnell in the shotgun. Frazier behind him. He drops the football, and Presnell just has to land on it to keep possession. So that's a loss all the way back to the 48. Ooh, they're going to lose about 8 yards on the play. Second down and 18. Now, that puts you behind the 8 ball in middle school football because you don't have the prolific passing game that you're going to see later on. But they can throw the ball. They're going to give it to Frazier. Frazier jumps out of a tackle, makes a nice move, running hard. He will go inside the 40 and get, well, he's still on his feet. He is such a large young man. He's taller than, I think he's probably the tallest player on the field. And has an awfully good carry. He goes to the 35, and it will be 3rd down and 4.
You look to maybe having to probably punt and gets it to very 3rd and manageable.
Let's see what the Falcons do here. You've got to figure they've got 2 downs to get this 4 yards. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. East driving, but they have a 3rd and 4. And they'll pitch it outside to Frazier. Frazier looks like he wants to throw. He does. Oh, that's in a crowd. Tip, intercepted. Intercepted. The ball was tipped initially by number 11, Andrew Bumgarner, and who picked it off?
21, Luke Barnes.
Barnes picked it off the tip drill, and West on a turnover will take over.
Talk about their
7-yard line. Yeah, boy, a little razzle-dazzle by Todd Fox, and boy, West had that very, very well defended. That ball was thrown into a crowd. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they start with some pretty bad field position, but they're glad to have it as East was driving. And they're going to blow this one dead, and there's a penalty marker as if someone was offside, and that's the call. West lines up offsides, and that's half the distance to the goal. Now the spot will be back at the 4. So it's 1st down and the better part of 14 to go. West comes out of the huddle. They are going left to right, attacking the north goal, but they are much closer to the south goal. Handoff, and off left tackle. That'll be a gain out to about the 10-yard line, and that's number 11, Andrew Bumgarner, the man who tipped that pass. They don't give him the 10. They put him at the 9. It will be 2nd down, about 9 to go.
Tackled by Russell Frazier and Cameron Lackey. Now, this is a spot for the East defense. If they can find a way to force a stop here, they're going to get good field position, you would think.
Harrison Brashear is the quarterback. He's got a single wide to the right. And he will pitch outside. Ball's free in the end zone. Picked up, ran out of the end zone. And, oh, that's an awfully good effort. They won't get the first down, but you got to hand it to number 20, Josh Stubbs. He picked it up in the end zone and ran it out. That could have been absolute disaster for the Bulldogs, but they lived to talk about it. It's 3rd down and 4. Wow. That could have been a big play in this game. It's 3rd down and 4. Brashear goes under center. He wants to pass, throws it out in the flat, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get to number 20, Josh Stubbs, but the pass was a little high, and I think that we're going to see a punt. Brashear comes to the sideline, gets the call from Brian Killian, takes it to the huddle. What is the decision? Will they punt? Well, it's 4th and 4. You would think so from, your own 14-yard line.
Brashear back there to punt.
Yep, he is the quarterback. Good snap. No rush. Oh, what a beautiful punt. Gonna roll, and it's picked up, returned. There's a flag down, and I think we're gonna see an illegal block of some sort against East. The punt was taken on the bounce by Cameron Lackey, but there is a penalty marker on the field. We'll wait on the officials. Lackey was able to get it to about the West 45. It's a hold against East, and there's a big penalty. They'll walk it to probably about the 45-yard line. Nope, they're going to go
a lot further back than that.
Oh, man. I see. The spot of the foul was the 48. So they'll take it to the 37-yard line. And that's where East will have it. We are down to 2:11 remaining in the first quarter. Presnell with double right and double left. Gives it to Frazier, got a hole, but it closes quickly. That's good defense by, and a late penalty marker comes flying, and Frazier is
down,
injured. I tell you what, West's defense really recovered, but I think we might have a late hit. Frazier is the player that is down. He is lying on the 40, and both teams go to a knee. An injury timeout, and Frazier is down.
It's personal foul face mask against the Bulldogs.
That's what the officials saw, a face mask. And, obviously this is a big, big potential injury for the fortunes of the East Falcons. This is their guy. And we're going to take a timeout. You're listening to the Apple Bowl on B86. Well, Russell Frazier, the injured East Falcon, being assisted off the field, appears to be an ankle or it's a leg injury of some sort.
Now, still on the field. He hadn't even made to the numbers yet.
No, they got him. They walked with him about 10 yards, and now everything's just stopped. And they are still not moving.
They're calling for more medical personnel.
Yeah, he is standing. And, obviously we're not going to speculate. There was a face mask on the play, Jonathan, but I don't think the face mask had anything to do with that injury because it's obviously a lower leg injury of some sort.
Yeah, the Cougar trainer, Stacey Davis, had her. I see Dr. Joel Emmett walking out there as well. So
they're going to be in good hands, obviously. And this is a huge moment for East. Russell Frazier is the guy who probably scored close to half their touchdowns this year, he and Presnell together. We're scoreless, 1:56 remaining in the first quarter, the 2017 Apple Bowl. East has had the great advantage of field position in this game, and after the penalty for the face mask is walked off, the Falcons will have a 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 45. Lena Hager is here doing her thing, and her photography is the best. Check it out. teamhager.com. That's team, HAJER.com. 1st and 10. The ball on the West 45 East. Has Presnell at quarterback, and I think that's 58, Jamison Hood. No, that's number 1. The pitch is to 1. That's Daniel Spake, and he will not get to the line of scrimmage. He took a pop. Now, one thing I was told about this West football team is, and we've seen a little bit of it, they are a very aggressive team tackling. They hit hard, and that was a hard pop right there.
Yeah, good hard pop as they popped him out of bounds. You are correct, though. Number 58 for East, who is Jamison Hood, is in there in the backfield.
Yeah, you don't usually see a 58 in the backfield, but there he is. 2nd and 11. They lost a yard back to the 46.
He's lined up as the fullback, so to speak.
So to speak. He is. Well, let's see what Presnell does here. He's going to roll right, and he will get only a yard or 2, and he takes a pop. Andrew Bumgarner among those in on the stop for the West Bulldogs.
Preston Hudson there as well.
Well, it's 3rd down. We'll call it 7. The ball on the 43. Closer to 8, probably.
First quarter almost over, just about inside 30 seconds.
Yeah. Did you get an update on that Yankee game with Houston?
Houston leads 3-0 in this. I believe it's going to the bottom of the 6th or top of the 7th.
3, it is 3rd down right here. And 8 to go for East. Presnell wants to throw, throws it. And that's into a crowd, and it is caught. What a miraculous, terrific catch. That is Luke Mitchell. You talk about throwing it into a crowd, and Mitchell just pulled it down.
Wow, that's a nice catch.
That's one of those where you say, oh, no, he didn't throw it there. Oh, man, what a great catch. And that's going to end the quarter. We are scoreless after 1. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. We are about to start the 2nd quarter of the 2017 Apple Bowl at Glenn Wilson Field at Cougar Stadium. Scoreless. Wow, what a hookup. That was some incredible stuff. Luke Mitchell, a catch in traffic, a pass from Evan Presnell, and East will have a 1st down on the West 28-yard line. East going without their stud tailback, Russell Frazier, who left the game injured. Hopefully
he's still being attended to over there on the sideline.
Yeah, he has some sort of lower leg injury. 1st down, now East going left to right toward the north goal here at Cougar Stadium. Presnell, here's a reverse. Oh, this may be good. Gets it outside, down the far sideline, and tapped out of bounds. A fumble, but that was Luke Mitchell, the young man who just caught that pass. And he has a big gain.
Good looking play.
They're going to spot it at about the 12-yard line. So it is not quite goal to go, but East knocking on the door. East has had a huge advantage in field position in this game. Actually, West has had the ball only for 3 plays. We got that on an interception. Presnell will pitch. That's Lackey. Lackey makes a couple moves and picks up some nice yardage to near the 5. Cameron Lackey.
Pulled down by Luke Hammer and Caleb Williams.
Let's see. They're going to put it right on the 5-yard line. 2nd down and about 4 to go. And they need 5 for a touchdown. East threatening to take the early lead. Presnell in the shotgun with a single back behind him. And he will fake it. Pressure. Rolling right. Looking. Throwing. Almost intercepted. That might have been an ill-advised pass. He got away with it. Caleb Williams had a shot at it, but couldn't pull it in.
Yeah, he tried to. I don't even know if there was East receiver anywhere close to that. He just tried to force it in there. I think I just threw that away.
Now it's 3rd down and 4. The ball on the 5. No score. Early second quarter, but East on the West 5-yard line with a 3rd and 4. Evan Presnell and his teammates break the huddle. He's got Landon White out wide right. And Devin Dermeyer wide to the right. Throw in the corner. Caught! That is a touchdown. Landon White did a nice rub off of the corner over there, Jonathan. He was very well covered, and he just, that was almost a nice back shoulder throw.
I was getting ready to say, it looked like a back shoulder throw. Preston just lobbed it up there, and White was able to turn around and get it for the touchdown.
Yeah, touchdown Falcons. They take the lead.
East goes 8 plays, 63 yards, and takes 3 minutes and 21 seconds to do it.
That face mask penalty was a big part of that drive, too. So they will try to convert. Same formation, a wide to either side. Presnell in the shotgun, and he's going to be covered up.
That looked like a busted play.
It sure did. But East is on top 6-0. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. East has jumped on top 6-0. The Falcons to kick. Daniel Specht is the kicker. West has had no field position. Let's see if they can muster a drive here as a squib kick picked up about the 36, returned to the 40, the 45, and ooh. Down he goes. The tackle made by number 44, Gabe Childers.
Returned by Josh Stubbs.
A rather emphatic tackle, I might add. But good field position for West. That's something only their second possession. They were 3 and out their first time, and they will start from the 47. So let's see what they can come up with some field position here. Harrison Brashear, the quarterback, sends a wide left. They're in the flex. Slots to each side and a single back. And they're going to throw on first down. And they got a man out there. He is open. He's got it. Inside the 30, down to about the 20. That is Luke Barnes. Now, I was told that this young man is one heck of an athlete. And that was a nice throw. Barnes goes to the 20-yard line.
Pulled down by Nate Erkman.
And that was obviously a touchdown-saving tackle, I might add.
33-yard hookup.
Yeah, Erkman is a 7th grader, and he's about 4 feet tall, but I tell you what, he made a good tackle right there. Save a touchdown. Wides to either side again. Brashear goes under center. 1st and 10 from the 30. They'll pitch it to the tailback, and he will cut it inside the 20. That's Barnes, and he'll go to about the 16. The coaches were telling me that you will see a lot of 21 Luke Barnes. And, well, he's already caught a nice pass, and there's a 4-yard run. 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and long 5 for the Bulldogs.
5:34 left in the second quarter, actually. 6-0 East, but West is in the red zone. Brashear under center, full house backfield. There in the wishbone. And he gives it to the tailback, running off right tackle, got room down to near the 5. That is Josh Stubbs on a big haul. Oh, you don't see the wishbone much anymore, but there it was.
1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Jonathan probably not old enough to remember much of the wishbone.
No.
Man, it was the thing back in the 70s. Everybody ran it. Oklahoma, Texas, everybody. 1st and goal from the 5 for West. Handed off, Stubbs, touchdown, West, and we're tied.
Made that look pretty easy.
Yeah, he ran it off right tackle. He had a hole over there. Nick Blackburn, one of the blockers that opened things up. And West has an opportunity to jump on top here. 4:50 remaining in the half, and we are knotted at 6. Big play in that drive was that pass from Brashear to Barnes. Well, they're almost in the, actually this is an off-balance eye. This time fumble, and they will not convert. Luke Barnes dropped it, so we are tied at 6. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. We are knotted at 6. West about to kick it off.
West goes 4 plays, 53 yards, and takes a minute 48 off the clock to tie it at 6.
Luke Barnes is the kicker. Oh, that's a good kick, end over end. Fielded at about the 18 to the 20. And what a tackle!
Luke Barnes.
Luke Barnes. Man, the return was Luke Mitchell, and Luke Barnes just cuffed him right at the 24-yard line. So tied at 6, East with the football, their third possession. They've scored a touchdown and thrown an interception in their 2 previous drives.
You're going to give him about the 27-yard line.
Well, we're coming up on 4:40 remaining in the half. Huge crowd, great night for football. It's the Apple Bowl, and it's wonderful. Single wides to either side. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Lackey, twisting. Oh, he is down, and there's a penalty marker down too. Lackey will go to maybe the 31, but I got a feeling this one's coming back.
It's going to be a hold on the Falcons.
Caleb Williams, a 7th grader, made the tackle, and it is a hold against East, and that'll back them up. So that's a big penalty, obviously. The officials take it inside the 15. We'll call it the 13-yard line. And wow, that was in the backfield. It's first down and more than 20.
We got 24 officially.
He's got a wide to the right. Luke Mitchell, who now the quarterback rolls, throws it toward Mitchell into a crowd. He can't pull this one down, and almost intercepted.
And Presnell got popped pretty good too.
Ooh, yeah. Luke Barnes had a shot at catching that ball, but he couldn't quite pull it in. And there, that was thrown into, you know, he must have a lot of confidence in Luke Mitchell, because that's twice he's just thrown it into a crowd. It'll be second down and 24.
Good news for East. Russell Frazier is up. I believe he's trying to walk his ankle off and maybe try to give it a go, but he's still pretty hobbled over there.
We just hope that young man is okay. There's a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. 6-6 the score here at the 2017 Apple Bowl. Coach Butch Carter scheduled to come up at the half. We'll talk a little bit. Of course, tomorrow I'll have my traditional interview with him, and we'll have some cuts of that during the week, and the full conversation on Friday night on the Countdown to Cougar Kickoff at 6:30. We'll have 2 Cougars in the spotlight this week. Frank Dockery and Aaron Keever. Catch that on the pregame and the halftime of the presentation on the Government Channel. By the way, the Government Channel will show the game on Saturday and Sunday at 1 and 7. Saturday and Sunday at 1 and 7 on the County Government Channel, which is Spectrum 192. Second down, well, about 24. Ball of the 13. Presnell took a pop as he released that throw a while ago, but he's okay. Takes the snap, throws a screen out to the left. That's Daniel Speck, and he will go near the 20, and he's covered up. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 17. Here's West. You know, you're inside 4 minutes, but if West can stop them here, they're going to get a shot before the half.
Still got all their timeouts.
3rd down, about 18 for the East Falcons.
Let's see what Coach Todd Fox comes up with. Both teams undefeated. Not only the Apple Bowl trophy up for grabs, but a conference title as well. Double right, double left. 3rd down, 17. Presnell hands it off up the middle. Lackey, nice run, but he won't get the 1st down, but he got close. He gets it all the way to the 35. He's going to be about 2 yards shy.
Interesting decision here.
Yeah, it isn't it? But, you know, the risk reward here, hey, if you get it, great, but if you don't.
Now he's down.
Yeah. Lackey is getting up. Well, he's not getting up. He is sitting at about the 35-yard line, and there again, an injured player on the playing field. Lackey's getting up on his own steam, but he will probably have to exit at least for one play, staged left. 2:29 remaining in the half, 6-6 ball game. East took the early lead. West tied it. Both teams failed to convert, and that's where we are. East has absolutely dominated the time of possession. I think, East is still retreating toward their sideline over there. Now the officials are saying crank the clock, and East is over there in front of their bench. I think they're obviously going to call a timeout, or I would assume that's.
They haven't yet.
The clock is still running. You know what I think he's going to do? He's going to run it down to 1 second and take a timeout.
I think West calls timeout now.
Well, I'm a little confused, but that's what we just had. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it here because you have no idea how long these timeouts are going to be.
Their first timeout.
We can't even get the high school officials to give us a good solid minute on a timeout anymore. 2:07 left in the game, and the first half rather. Tomorrow morning on Sports with an Attitude, I will name the Custom Frame Crafters B86 Cougar of the Week. That's tomorrow morning. I'll have that. I was a little interested there what East did. East went to the sideline, and I was thinking, well, maybe they're going to run it down to 1 second and take a timeout, but Brian Killian, he took it. So he's thinking, all right, if you go for it and don't get it, I want a little time and have a shot at taking the lead to the halftime.
And, you just wonder there because you would think with maybe 4th and 3 with what East has been getting on the ground that they may have tried to go for it, but with Frazier out and then with Lackey getting hurt, you don't know.
You're right.
Like, who do we go to?
You're right. You got Presnell, and that's it. So here comes a punt. Luke Mitchell back to punt. Barnes back to receive it. 2:07 remaining in the half. This is a big punt. This is a big punt. And East is going to burn a timeout. Well, a little bit of cat and mouse going on here, too. I think Todd Fox was wanting to see what type of setup Brian Killian put out there, and he put his punt return unit out.
Evan Presnell is the up back, too, so
that's right.
Another tricky thing to look at.
It's 4th down and, about 3 yards. The ball on the 35. They need to get to the 38.
Very nice crowd here tonight. Will be a tremendous half clock.
Well, really about closer to 2 yards is what they need. But Let's see. They are huddled around Coach Todd Fox.
I would not be surprised to see a fake.
Well, nor would I. After all of this, timeout, you'd almost be disappointed if there wasn't. All right, Mitchell to punt. Barnes back deep. Will they punt? This is a big play, potentially a huge play in this ball game. He is going to punt. Barnes has a chance to field it. He does at the 45, and that is great coverage by East. Really good coverage by the Falcons. Number 10 among those in the play, Landon White, he caught the touchdown. So, the Bulldogs have 158. They start at their 46.
2 timeouts to work with, and they crank the clock.
Oh, they do crank the clock, don't they? Isn't that something? Wide right, double left. Brashear with twin back standing beside him. Back to pass, got time, throws, into coverage, incomplete. Awfully good effort made by Josh Stubbs, but he couldn't pull it in.
Brashear's got a good-looking arm.
Yeah, he does, and what they told me is, and I'm talking to the West coaches, is Brashear throws a pretty ball, but Luke Barnes can throw it about 45, 50 yards in the air, which is unbelievable. But that's what they told me. We might see that before the night's over, you know. Double right, single left on 2nd and 10. Brashear back to pass. Throws it. He's got a man open out there. Caught again inside the 25-yard line. That is Josh Stubbs. That's his second big hookup of the night. That's a good throw.
Luke Mitchell on the tackle, but yeah, great throw and a great adjustment by Stubbs to come back and make the adjustment to that ball.
It is so wonderful to see a young man like that play the ball in the air like that. I mean, that's just good stuff. That's not easy to do. You're running and your head's moving and you're adjusting. That's impressive. The ball is right at the 20. It's 1st and 10. Brashear looks, wants to throw, and it's caught at about the 16. Stubbs goes down. Clock continues to run. 1:06. And I think Brian Killian just burned a timeout. He did. 1:06 remaining in the half. West trying to take the lead. We're knotted at 6.
More passing in this than we've seen in recent years. We used to
Are
see
you
a lot of
kidding?
run. Now it's a lot of throwing.
Yeah, I tell you, West has really put it in the air. And when you see Brashear throw it, you can understand why. And he's got some guys that can catch it.
West has run 10 plays. They're 50-50, 5 on the ground and 5 through the air. East has run 16 plays. They've thrown it 7 times and run it 9 times.
Yep. It's 2nd down and about 6. The ball on the 16. Wide right is Matthew Hackett. Wide left is Josh Stubbs. Brashear this time goes under center. Puts a man in motion, pitches it to his motion man, Barnes, and
tackle.
You talk about a great play. There it is. That is a terrific one-on-one tackle by Landon White, and that that's just a great tackle.
West just burned their last time out.
You don't make a better tackle. Open field, and that's just an impressive play by Landon White. Now it's 3rd and 12, and Coach Brian Killian just used his last timeout. 6-6 the score. 57 seconds remaining in the first half. Well, the first 14 minutes of this half went really quickly, but we have grinded ourselves to a halt as West tries to make something happen here in the last few seconds. Here we go.
Russell Frazier over there for the Falcons still limping around. I highly doubt we'll see him. He's struggling to walk.
Brashear in the shotgun this time with twin backs right beside him. He's going to throw. Throws it out in the left flat, and it's intercepted. Run out of the end zone. Returned out over the 5-yard line. There is Luke Mitchell on the pick. And that is a big play, obviously. Tried to get it to Barnes, but that is just great coverage.
Good play by Mitchell, too.
I've been impressed with Mitchell. He's made all kind of plays in this game. 48 seconds. I don't know that Todd Fox is the riverboat gambler that Brian Killian is, but who knows? He may try something right here. And the thing is, with Todd Fox, he's got Frazier out of the game, and Lackey's back in there. In fact, Lackey is the single back behind Presnell. And they'll give it to him, and he's off right tackle, and he's going to be stacked shy of the 10-yard line. And I think that will end the first half.
They're going to call their timeout.
Well, East, I'm a little surprised that East used a timeout there, but of course, obviously West couldn't. They're out. I'm a little surprised they used that timeout. You're inside the 10, and there's 13 seconds. Maybe Coach Todd Fox is going to roll the dice.
West is going to get the ball to start the second half, so maybe Todd Fox wants to dial something up and see if he can catch them sleeping.
Yep.
Restroom facilities located up there as well. They believe they have the restrooms up in
Huge crowd here. Hey, we're going to talk again with Coach Butch Carter at the half. We're going to talk. He gets to get out in front of all the kids at the end of the game. He did it last year. He got a taste of this last year. He liked it. I'll tell you that right now. He liked it.
It's a good feeling, too, and you get to stand out there and look at some of your future players. Say, guys, you're wearing different colors tonight, but you 8th graders next year, you're going to be together.
Yeah, and what he's seeing tonight is the ball in the air a lot.
Yeah.
So far. And you're right, over the years it's been run. But not tonight. All right, let's see. 13 seconds. East with the ball. They're on their own 8. What will they do? Presnell has Lackey behind him. And a single wide to each boundary. Takes the snap. He runs it out of the end zone under pressure, and he'll go down about the 7, and I think that will end the first half of play. We have played one half, and we are knotted at 6. At stake, a conference championship and the Apple Bowl trophy. We'll be back with a conversation with Coach Butch Carter in a moment. This is the 2017 Apple Bowl on B86. We're back at Glenn Wilson Field at Cougar Stadium, the 2017 Apple Bowl. We're knotted 6-6 at the break. Coach Butch Carter in the house. He, of course, will get an opportunity to meet with these players after the game. Coach, you got a taste of this last year, and it's a pretty impressive thing, isn't it?
Rick, it is outstanding. The east and west communities of Alexander County and the middle schools, and this is a tremendous atmosphere. It excites me tremendously to see this happening.
When you spoke with the young men last year, what did you say to them?
Along those same lines. It's just a great atmosphere, and what we're trying to do here as a culture, everything is set in place, Rick, to have a football town that is proud and they're a part of something special. And we want to get them in as far as Alexander Central High School and become a Cougar as fast as possible. Just proud of both teams, the way they played. And, we want football to be very special, and they both played that way tonight.
Well, for a long time, Maiden was known as the biggest little football town in North Carolina. It might be turning into Taylorsville. We've got Alexander Central varsity undefeated, JV's undefeated, East Middle School undefeated, West Middle School undefeated. Hey, that's pretty impressive.
It is, Rick, and I'll tell you what, I'm proud to be a part of that, and we still got a lot of work to do, and that is our goal. I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. That is our goal, and we want to continue building that. We're not going to take our foot off the pedal on that. We want to continue in this community, in these middle schools, our own high school here. Just each and every game, the fans has been outstanding, and we had homecoming last week. And I want to continue growing it. Hopefully we can continue to do our job and do our part in that process.
We're going to talk a lot about Cougar football in our weekly conversation, but and we're talking with Alexander Central head football coach Butch Carter, but I was out at practice today, and pretty impressive. Things were going pretty well out there, I thought. You and I talked before we went on, and you said this time of year it can become a grind, but you know what, when you're winning, maybe not quite as much.
I'm going to tell you, Rick, it helps tremendously to be able to get through practice. And, we've adjusted sometimes, and we work on what we need to. And I was telling our principal just a moment ago before I come up, if you can't block and tackle by this time of year, you probably got problems.
Yeah.
So, we want to try to stay healthy, continue to stay polished in what we're doing, about tempo and rhythm and excitement. And I really believe you usually played in the games on Friday the way you performed during the week. And we want to continue to work and have that type of tempo. But it can become a grind, but being where we're at right now definitely does help.
You know what I'm seeing is I'm seeing more and more buy-in in this program, and I talked with that guy right over there, Chris Marshall, last week, and he told me, he said, our motto is no longer buy in, it's buy in or get out. He said that's what we're doing right now. We want the kids, we got to have them buy in to do what we want to do.
We do, and Coach Marshall and I have a great plan, and with the support of this community and our administration, we are getting our weight room, and we're going to continue to build in there. We feel like we want to win for a long period of time.
Well, that's how you did it at South Caldwell. That was your trademark.
It was, and once we get these young men, and that's what you mentioned on earlier about what we said to them, and that's one thing we continue to preach to them. And Rick, when you lift weights and you do it the right way and you train hard, you feel like you can dominate people on the field. You come in better shape. You don't have ice bags all over your body after games, and that really pays off. There's no doubt.
It's fun out here. 6-6 at the break, Coach. Everything goes so quickly. We appreciate you coming by. I know that it's a busy time for you, but I just want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank your coaching staff. We talk so much about the young men and the job they do, but I know what the coaching staff is doing. I know what they're doing. And, a big part of the 8-0 is the leadership, and you guys, your coaching staff. Let's brag on them a little bit. They're doing a great job.
Rick Gilbert, we have to. I'm blessed with the outstanding group we've got together, and we have figured out what we want to do. And they have bought in, and I'm going to tell you something. I've let them work.
I love to go to your practice because you let your coaches do the work. Now, you'll come in every once in a while,
right,
but most of the time it's the position coaches doing their thing.
It is, and when you feel like you have stock and ownership in it, and we're a family. We want to be that way. We do a lot of our work right down in that building on Sundays for a long period of time, and that's where I kind of orchestrate this, that, and the other. And I love working with this coaching staff, and I let them coach, and we do a great job together. It's been a great fit and a great bond. I'm very blessed, very thankful.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Go paint a field or something, will you?
We'll be on that first thing in the morning. Thank you.
We'll be back in a moment. This is the 2017 Apple Bowl on B86. We are back at the 2017 Apple Bowl. Rick Gilbert along with Jonathan Watts. And, 6-6. Both teams score a touchdown. East, Landon Wyke, a 5-yard pass from Evan Presnell. That was with 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Then very quickly, a 4-play, 53-yard drive. West, Josh Stubbs, a 5-yard run. Neither team could convert, so that's where we are, 6-6. West will get the ball to start the second half. And the one time they had decent field position, Jonathan, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, you were starting to wonder if West was ever going to get to run many plays. They only ran 12 in the first half. East ran 18, but for the longest time it was so lopsided. Time possession almost 2-1 in favor of East. East with 10 minutes and 18 seconds compared to West only having it for 5 minutes and 42 seconds. So, obviously West did a good job when they did have the ball there, especially that second possession when they were able to air it out some. Harrison Brashear in the first half goes 3 of 6, 71 yards. He was picked off one time. Evan Presnell for East goes 4 of 6 for 34 yards and a score. So pretty evenly matched. East, as I said, with 18 plays for 84 yards. West with 12 plays for 94 yards. East with 50 on the ground, 34 through the air. West with 71 on the ground and 71 through the air and 23 on the ground. So kind of almost you'd say kind of seems like kind of opposites, but yeah, East is trying to throw it, but they're not throwing it as far downfield. They're not as having as much success with it. Most of their stuff is a little underneath stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what Todd Fox obviously talked to the guys at the half. I would say he probably told them, look, guys, you're probably not going to have Russell Frazier unless just some miraculous thing happened between when I last saw him right before the end of the half and halftime, because he was still struggling to walk around. So, you look at your guys and say, next man up. So I think they did a pretty good job of managing with not having him, mixing it up, going to different people. And, the thing that I saw that I really liked, the play that I liked, was the reverse to Luke Mitchell. When he obviously did a good job pulling the defense all to one side, and Mitchell was able to get loose on the outside, the backside of that play. So I think you'll see him probably touch a little bit more in the second half. If you're West, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep throwing it down the field. You've obviously had success with that. You look for Brashear to air it out and keep getting in the hands of Luke Barnes.
Luke Mitchell's a guy you mentioned, and he might have impressed me as much as anybody in that first half. He made a great catch in traffic. He had an interception. He's played a very good first half of football, and Frazier's out. Okay, he's their stud. We know that. And let's see if they can maintain. Maybe Luke Mitchell's the guy that steps up and gets some big plays in place of Frazier. We're about ready to go in the second half, tied at 6.
If you're around, come on out here. This is going to be a fun second half.
Want to remind you again, tomorrow night, the Alexander Central men's basketball team will host a Coaches versus Cancer Spirit Night at the Chick-fil-A on Highway 127 in Hickory from 5 until 8. Now, all you got to do is mention Alexander Central basketball or Coaches versus Cancer, and a percentage of your purchase will be donated to Coaches versus Cancer. That's tomorrow night, Chick-fil-A, Highway 127 in Hickory. The hours, again, are 5 until 8 p.m. Hope you can take advantage of that.
Be a good opportunity, though, to eat some chicken, too. Who turns down some Chick-fil-A, But just to talk a little bit more, and I know you talked with Coach Ed Wills about that. They will play up in Asheville the the Saturday after Thanksgiving. They'll play C.D. Owen. It's an 8 o'clock game at the University of Asheville. It's a great opportunity for our men's basketball program. It's really a very high prestige event that they put on up there. Games starting, I think they started, it's either 8 o'clock, or it's either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock they start in the morning. And we actually play the nightcap. So it'll be a fun opportunity, and obviously they're trying to raise cancer. And as I think you probably said it on there, the two people we're doing it in memory of, or not memory of, but in memory of Millie Adams and in honor of Coach Ron Turner.
Andrew Bumgarner and Luke Barnes back to receive. The kick will be from Daniel Speck for East, and West will be attacking left to right, and it's a squibber that will roll and be downed at about the 36. So that's where the Bulldogs will start their possession, tied at 6. At stake, a perfect season, a conference championship, and the prestigious Apple Bowl Energy United Trophy.
Keep waiting on it. Haven't seen it yet, but Brian Keaton's going to come up with some kind of funky play.
Yeah. 1st and 10, 37-yard line. They'll hand it off. Oh, this is a carry of near 10 yards. That is Andrew Bumgarner. He will get it near the first down stick. Let's wait and see. Might be just a little shy. So that'll.
Looks like they might be moving the sticks, but I think he's short.
They faked
yes, there we go. Second about 1.
They faked this out over there, so it's 2nd down and, officially 1.
Oh, they're saying 1st down now.
Yep, they are going to move the stick, so it is a 1st down at the 47. They will move the chains. Single wide to the right this time. Brashear under center, and he will hand it off. That's Barnes. Tries to sprint outside. What a fantastic tackle.
It's Evan Presnell.
That is just good stuff right there. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, and he took him down for a loss back at the 45-yard line. Loss of a couple.
Some pretty good tackling in this game, too.
We really have. You know that Coach Carter
loves to make you smile.
Coach Carter loved to see good tackling. Single left. Brashear under center. Second down and 12. Hand it off up the middle. This is a good gain. And that is Josh Stubbs, and he will get, I think, a first down into East territory. And they're going to put him on the turf at about the 40, between the 43 and the 42. We'll call it the 42. And that is a first down.
Pick up a 13 for Stubbs.
West with the second half kick, trying to break this 6-6 tie. Brashear, everybody in tight this time. Hands it off. Stubbs breaks a tackle, gets free. He's going to score, but I think it may be possibly coming back. There's a penalty marker in the backfield.
Yep, got to think that's a hold with where that's thrown.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the line, right about a yard past the, or right after the line of scrimmage. About has to be a hold.
Yeah.
No, first chop block. So.
Chop block. Oh, man. That wipes out a touchdown run by Josh Stubbs. And that is a big, big penalty. You know, we've seen that this year. And it's absolutely one of those rules that is to protect the player because, you know, you chop down on somebody down low. And you go for those knees especially, and it's dangerous. So, wow, what a penalty. They're going to take it all the way back to the 44-yard line. It is first down and a long way to go. First down at about 13 or 14. 23 or 24, rather. Brashear has a single wide to each side. He wants to throw. That's Stubbs, and he is trying to get out of a tackle, but he can't do it. He will go down, picked up maybe 3 or 4 yards, and that's all. He had a lot of company over there. Landon Wyke was in on the play. They get it to the 49, their own 49. It's second down and about 18 to go.
Sure, a little unsure on the play call from Brian Keeney. Comes back to him a second time.
He takes it to his teammates in the huddle. Double right, single left. Brashear in the gun this time. Wants to throw, looks. That's Stubbs, and that's just thrown out of bounds.
About 5 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Killian didn't necessarily, you know, Stubbs had kind of moved away from the defender, and if he can put that, and that would have taken an awfully good pass to hook that one up. But he does throw a tight spiral.
Interesting to see how his arm develops because it looks, for an 8th grader, it looks really good.
Yeah, it sure does. Okay, here's a third down, and you know, if you could get, let's say, 10 yards here, you know he's going to go for it. So it's third down about 18.
Might be time for Brian Keaton to dig into that bag of tricks.
Brashear throws it, got a man out there. Barnes tries to get out of a tackle, just can't do it. And, it's decision time. In there, number 63, Andrew Fox.
I think that was Nate Urton on the bottom of that also, had his ankles.
All right, Jonathan, what do you think? It's fourth down and about 6.
There's no doubt in my mind Brian Keaton's going for this.
39-yard line is the spot. Here come the Bulldogs.
Interesting formation.
Oh, they are lost, and I think they're running a player off. Now, I'm wondering, did they have 12 out there?
I think they did. They didn't call it.
Brashear rolls right. He's in trouble, and he throws it, and it's incomplete. And a late, we may have roughing the passer. We may have a roughing the passer. Brashear got planted into his teammates on the bench, and we'll wait and see. The pass was incomplete. As it stands, it would be takeover on downs for East. Roughing the passer is the call against East. What a big call. That's a big one.
Yeah, that one hurts. 4th down, and you're off the passer.
You're off the field, and you rough him, out of bounds, Jonathan. That's the thing. He's out of bounds. So the spot is the 24, 1st and 10. West keeps the ball. Big penalty. Brashear puts a man in motion, gives it to him. That's Stubbs, and he is wrapped up.
Number 20, Josh Stubbs, the Bulldog ball carrier.
44,
Gain of a couple.
Gabe Shoulders for East that pulls him down.
Well, they give him 1 yard. It's 2nd and 9. 4 minutes. We're inside 4 minutes to go in the third. We're tied at 6. Ball on the 22-yard line. Single right. Brashear hands it off. Bumgarner gets it inside the 20.
Andrew Bumgarner on the carry for the Bulldogs.
Officials will put it on the turf at about the 16-yard line. So it's 3rd down and the better part of 3 to go. West took this kick to start the second half, and they have moved it into the red zone, and we've got a little equipment issue, one of the Falcons.
It is going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs.
I think East might be calling a timeout.
Well, they've got the equipment issue taken care of.
Yep, timeout East.
East is going to take a timeout. So will we. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. Well, East used a timeout. The situation, we are tied at 6, 3:13 in the third. West with the football. It is a 3rd down and 3. The ball on the East 17. Again, this game will be shown on the government channel both Saturday and Sunday at 1 and 7. Shot, oh, they're in the wishbone. They'll give it off. Bumgarner hitting the backfield, gets away. He will not get the 1st down. He will get it to about the 15, and we're going to have a 4th and 1.
Cameron Lackey makes the stop.
So here comes a 4th down try. Brashear comes to the sideline. Gets the call. 4th and 1, the ball on the 15. Big play. If the East defense could come up with a stop here, how big would that be? Everybody's in tight. No wide receivers. Brashear hands it off. Barnes breaks free. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
East had a shot at him in the backfield, and he just did slip away.
There's always that danger when everybody's in tight. If you break through that first line, there's nobody back there, and he just pretty much waltzed off right tackle to the end zone. Luke Barnes gets the touchdown, and West has their first lead of the night, 12-6.
Big extra point or 2-point conversion here.
Well, they break the huddle, and Brashear goes under center, off balance backfield. They give it to Barnes, runs right up the middle. He's in there, and that is big. It is 14-6, West on top. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. Well, West takes that second half kick, and they drive it down the field. Luke Barnes with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and here's the kick, and that one's going to go out of bounds. It is 14-6. The West Bulldogs lead it for the first time tonight, and they chewed up over 5 minutes of that this third quarter.
West goes 10 plays, 63 yards, take 5:33 off the clock.
I think that East
They're gonna maybe make them re-kick it.
I believe they are.
It's kind of surprising. I thought you'd just take it at 35 or 40 and go with it.
They are going to re-kick. So they'll put it down at the 35, and we'll reboot it. 2:26 left. Barnes is the kicker, the man who scored the touchdown.
Actually, they're going to switch it back
They're
up.
going to switch it. They are. Brashear's going to kick it.
They've switched it on us all night.
Brashear, sky kick.
Oh, wow.
And it's caught by Barnes, and West just pulled it off.
What a play. What a catch.
You know,
They're going to.
you know, I think, and I really think the East player, if he called fair catch, and I don't know if he did or he didn't, but there was an East player that was under it, and Barnes ran right through him. They are going to say, I think he called fair catch, which you can do.
That's what they're going to call.
They're going to
catch
call it.
Interference.
Yep. And obviously the West fans who are in front of us don't like that very much. Here's what I saw. I saw an East player under it, and I don't know if he signaled or not, but they say he did.
Well, look at where they're going to get the ball.
They're going to get it on the 36-yard line. Wow. Wow, wow. We've got some big penalties in this game. That's a big one. 36-yard line East. What a great opportunity for them. They got to put points on the board. Presnell with Lackey behind him and a wide to each side. First down. And they blow the play dead, and Todd Fox out on the field. He calls a timeout. We'll take one, too. This is the Apple Bowl on B86. What a great opportunity for East. They trail at 14-6. They called interference on the fair catch on the kick, and they start on the West 36. You got to feel they have to score here, Jonathan.
Yeah, they really do.
Oh, here we go. Right side, reverse penalty markers is going to come back. Good defense, actually, by West. They recovered. The handoff was to Gabe Childers, and it just never got wide. And I think we've got a hold against the Falcons. That's the call.
Wasn't going to get much anyway.
No, they weren't. But the penalty sure is going to hurt. And now they're going to take, ooh, it's a big one. They're going to go all the way back into their own territory at the 48-yard line. They have to go all the way to the 26 to get a first down.
First and 26.
Wow.
It's crazy how tides turn, just the momentum in two plays like that.
Two penalty markers have just erased each other, basically. Presnell with a wide to either side and a single back. In the shotgun, he wants to throw. Pressure up the middle, flushes him to the near side, and he's going to be hammered. The first pop was by number 55, and that is Chase Boston. And he ran him right into number 73, Josh Daniels. So it is second down. The ball now at the 39.
Got second and 35.
Second down at 35.
This West crowd below us getting a little loud.
They are rowdy down there. You know, usually you equate the East crowd as being a little more rowdy, but not tonight. Presnell, pressure, sacked. Number 73 is Josh Daniels. That's two plays in a row that he's been in on.
That front line of West is just starting to have their way with the East offensive line.
It is third down and a rather expensive cab ride.
Third and 42.
Third and 42. That's what they've got.
What do you dial up here?
I'm going to call Coach Carter. What do you do on third and 42? Quick kick, he said.
Quarters, we're inside 30 seconds here.
Yeah, you know, Coach Todd Fox may just let the quarter run out.
I would think they'd have to snap it, though.
They break the huddle with 18 on the game clock. Third down, 42. Presnell throws it. Caught, but maybe 1 yard. And right now, West is playing like piranhas with blood in the water, you know? I mean, and listen to this crowd. That's the West crowd. So it's a obvious punt situation. If you're Todd Fox, you've got no choice. You got to boot it. As we start the fourth quarter, and we're just going to keep it right here.
See if I can get you an update on the Yankees and Astros.
Yeah, do that. Jonathan, a huge Yankee fan.
4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees have a runner on third with 1 out.
Aaron Judge has homered again in that game.
That's who's at the plate right now. 4-4. Judge has, I believe, doubled. 4-4.
Oh, the Yankees do not die. I tell you, they have done some things in the playoffs. I wouldn't have given you a plug nickel. They were down 2-0 to the Indians, and they came back and won that series.
You know, it's funny, we were talking, I think you said your preseason pick was the Indians and the Nationals.
Yep.
And it was starting to look like, the Indians could win, the Yankees come back and win in 5, and then the Nationals do their what seemingly is normal and just lay down in the playoffs.
Yeah, they do that. Well, now we're going to start the fourth quarter. East with the ball, but 4th and 40, and they're going to punt. And the Bulldogs should get great field position out of this.
And if you're East, you have to come up with a stop. If not, it's probably done.
You're right. I mean, you're right. You get down 2 scores as quickly as this game goes by, you're in deep trouble. There's the pooch kick, and everybody just runs away from it. It'll roll dead. Great field position for the Bulldogs. They will start in East territory. It's somewhere around the 47-yard line.
It's only about a 13-yard punt.
7:49 left of the game. West took the second half kick and drove it for a score, and that's where we are. We were tied at 6 at the break. Again, the game will be shown on the government channel on Saturday and Sunday at both 1 and 7. That's Spectrum Channel 192 here in County Alexandria. First down, West on the East 47. Handoff up the middle. I think that's Bumgarner this time, and he will go inside the 45.
It's Presnell that's holding on at the bottom.
That's a good gain, though. Pickup of about 6. It's well, we'll call it 5. It's 2nd and 5.
Brian Killian, the head coach of West, feels it here, thinking if he can put up another score, this might be it.
Brian Killian, by the way, looking for his 103rd victory tonight. You think about it, Jonathan. They only play 6-7 games in a season, and for him to win that many, picked up his 100th win earlier this year.
He said he was trying to keep that on the down low, but people knew that.
Yeah. 2nd down, 5. Handoff. Stubbs, and he's going to score if he can outrun, and he can't. Oh, I tell you what. Let me give some love to Landon White. He didn't give up. He ran him down. I mean, the easiest thing in the world to do right there would be to give up. He did not. Landon White did not give up, and he saves at least temporarily the day for the Falcons.
Put it at the 6-yard line.
Goal to go from the 6. West threatening maybe to put this away. They're up 14-6, 6:20 left in the game. Here come the Bulldogs. Brashear. Oh, this one's going to be blown up in the backfield.
Number 59, Zaheem Millsaps.
That's a great play. They're going to lose back to right at the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and goal.
Did you buy you a half-pot ticket?
I did not buy a half-pot ticket. This probably was the night I would have won, ending something like a 204-game losing streak.
Speaking of half-pots, we talk about it, use it every week on our varsity broadcast. I think it was last year, Tuscola and Pisgah up in the mountains.
I saw that.
Winner got like $15,000, but I found out they do something. They have it set up to where they can take credit cards and they sell pre-sale half-pot tickets.
Yeah. Handoff up the middle. That's Barnes inside the 5, and he's crunched. So it'll be 3rd and goal from about the 5-yard line. We'll wait on where they spot it. Might give him the 4. Yep, that's where they're going to, well, just inside the 5.
We'll call it the 4. Can the East stand up here and make a stop?
If they could, and they'd have a chance to drive it for a tie. But they've got to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion.
3rd down and goal for the Bulldogs.
3rd down. Brashear goes under center. Hands it off. Barnes shifting, grunting. Oh, what an effort! Touchdown!
Wow.
Barnes just went. You know, he looked like Devin Weiss on that carry. He just didn't give up. He didn't. I mean, we've marveled all year at the fact that Devin Weiss just does not give up, and Barnes didn't give up either. He was hit about the 3, made a couple stretches and got it in there, and it's 20-6. Big run, and it has been all West here in this second half.
He almost fumbled it, though, but I think they're obviously saying he was already across the goal line when it got knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, he had it out, and he was reaching over and trying to cross the plane. So they go for 2. 4:41 remaining in the game. Brashear's going to throw. Got a man out there. That Stubbs, he made an over-the-shoulder catch.
Wow.
Over the shoulder. That's not easy. It's 22-6. West, this is the Apple Bowl on B86. One of the assistant coaches for West, Jeff Looper, told me, he said, watch Stubbs. He will do some things tonight that will marvel you. He just did. That's an over-the-shoulder catch. That's hard.
That's hard. That's hard at any level.
Great. Here's the kick. Fielded at about the 20, 25, 30. He'll work his way to about the 36, and West is just teeing off. That's a hard hit. And I'll be honest with you, that was I'd be tempted to call a penalty there. That was a high hit, frankly. But, whew. It is 22-6, 4:22. Clock running. That's the thing about middle school football. They run the clock. Somebody won $325? Gee. All right, East, could they pull off a miracle? It's 22-6. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions in less than 4 minutes. Presnell brings them to the line, double right, double left. He will hand it off to Lackey. Lackey in trouble, and down he goes. You know, West is just, as I mentioned it earlier, they're like a bunch of piranhas with, once they got the lead, they're like piranhas out there.
Well, East just not been able to get anything going here in the second half.
They sure haven't.
Losing yards very quickly.
They're going to lose, well, about 7 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 17. The ball back at the 29-yard line.
Total opposites really the first half. East had more yards and more time possession. West has just dominated the second half.
And once they got that lead, they have been swarming on defense. Throw it, incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Good defense out there for the Bulldogs. Number 4 is Luke Hammer. He was on the cover, and he hit the receiver just as the ball got there. 3 minutes, that stops the clock with the incomplete pass. 3rd down, 17. Coach Butch Carter and Coach Chris Marshall has left. They have gone downstairs. They're going to meet with the players after the game. That's always a big part of this. Third down. Presnell rolling right. Throwing. Caught. Steps out of one tackle, but not a second.
pass is complete to number 14,
Luke Mitchell made the catch, and somebody just made a beautiful tackle.
Luke Barnes.
That was Barnes. So it's 4th down and 6. The ball on their own 40 for East, and they're going to go for it with 2:35. East took the lead.
So East is going to burn their last time out.
Yeah. East took the lead in this game early in the second quarter. Since that point, 22 unanswered points by the West Bulldogs. And West looking like they are going to have a perfect season, win the conference title, and win that prestigious Energy United B86 Apple Bowl trophy.
I wonder if Brian Kuhn will get an ice bath.
I bet he does, and I bet he wants one. He likes them.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, chilly. We've played colder Apple Bowls by far, but usually this is about what you expect. You know, most people have on a jacket, a sweatshirt, a hoodie maybe. There's a few blankets out there.
Fun week of football.
Indeed.
We get to start it. I always look forward to this week. You know, we get to start it off with this, a fun Apple Bowl. Then I get to go to the JV game. Cougars looking for 21 straight.
Yep.
On the JV level, and obviously senior night here. So a lot of football this week. And then Saturday I'll be up in Boone working the App Coastal Carolina game.
The Chanticleers coming to Boone. 4th down and 6. The last gasp with 2.5 minutes for East. They had the lead, but it has been all West, especially here in the second half. Presnell pitches it to Lackey. Lackey's going to go down for a loss. What a terrific play.
That looked like a busted play.
It did. 55 for West is Chase Boston. He blew it up. And the Bulldogs will take it with 2:22, and they are going to win the Apple Bowl. They are up 22-6. They have the ball, and all they need to do is run out the clock, and the clock is already running. Brashear will come to the huddle. And before this play gets started, we're going to be inside 2 minutes. That's the thing about this game, is they don't stop the clock like they do in high school or college or the NFL. Brashear brings them to the stripe, takes the snap, hands it off. That's Stubbs. Stubbs breaks free, breaks another tackle. He may score. He goes inside the 5. It's goal to go. East comes out with the ball, but they're going to say he was down. Stubbs just kept breaking tackles, and it's goal to go for the Bulldogs. Can't get over that over-the-shoulder catch he made on that conversion. That was something to see. 1st down and goal, the ball on the 3.
See if Keegan just takes a knee here or if he actually tries to punch it in.
1:15 remaining. Brashear letting the clock run. In fact, right now he's just looking toward the sideline. He'll get a signal, I would assume.
And I think they just poured the cooler out down here. He may not get an ice bath if they just take a knee.
You're right. Yep, they're going to show some pretty extreme sportsmanship, even in a colossal rivalry like this.
Maybe not. Here comes the bucket.
Yeah, they're gonna douse him. The clock is at 40 seconds and running, and right now, just one more knee, and this is going to be over. And West is going to have a perfect season. Brashear will take a knee. There it is, and that will do it. That's the ball game. The clock will run out. Perfect season for the Bulldogs. Conference championship. And an Apple Bowl win as well, and Killian just got the ice bucket. Listen to this West crowd. They're in it. Folks, that's the Apple Bowl. Listen to that. That's what this thing's all about. It's great stuff. West spots East a 6-0 lead and roars back to win it by a score of 22-6. Perfect season. They go undefeated, 7-0. They win the conference title, and they win the Apple Bowl 22-6. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment. You're listening to the 2017 Apple Bowl on B86.